You don't get in life what you want, you get what you believe. And the problem for most people isn't that they don't want more, it's that they don't believe they're worthy of more. They've allowed the world, their failures, their family, and their fears to program them into thinking small, playing small, living small. But your belief is the thermostat of your life. It sets the temperature of your outcomes. It doesn't matter how much knowledge you have, how many certifications you've got hanging on your wall, or how much experience you've racked up over the years. If your belief is low, your results will always match your belief. There's a reason why two people can start the same business in the same city with the same resources, but one fails while the other becomes a millionaire. The difference isn't skill, the difference isn't talent. The difference is belief. Belief is not an abstract idea floating in the clouds. Belief is a force. It is a multiplier. It takes whatever you do and expands it. And when you believe deeply, when you believe with conviction, your brain finds a way to align your actions with your expectations. People who believe walk differently. They speak with authority. They attract opportunities. They magnetize success. It's not magic. It's the alignment of identity and intention. See, most people are out here trying to change their behavior without first changing what they believe. They want new results while clinging to old beliefs. They want to be wealthy while believing they don't deserve abundance. They want to be in love while believing all relationships fall apart. They want success, but believe success is only for those people, the lucky, the gifted, the privileged. But belief is a choice. It's not given to you. It's something you step into. You can either live your life reacting to your current reality or creating a new one through your belief. That's what faith is. That's what Myron Golden teaches. It's the power to see beyond what's visible, to hold in your mind a reality so real that your actions start bending the world to match it. Belief is how millionaires are made. It's how kingdom entrepreneurs are built. You don't get to the top because you did everything perfect. You get there because you believed even when it looked like it wouldn't work. You kept sowing when the ground looked dry. You kept showing up when no one was clapping. You kept speaking life when everything around you looked like death. That's the power of belief. It keeps you moving when the evidence isn't cooperating. It keeps you building when the crowd is gone. It gives you divine stamina, a holy stubbornness to say, if God gave me the vision, I will carry it to completion. You've got to understand, your belief either limits you or launches you. There is no in between. Every thought you think either builds your future or blocks it, and some of you are speaking death over your destiny. You're telling yourself stories of defeat, stories of why you can't, stories of how you failed. And you wonder why your life keeps producing the same fruit. If the root is belief, the fruit is behavior. You can't keep believing broke and expecting to manifest wealth. The mind is like fertile soil. Whatever belief you plant will grow. If you plant scarcity, you harvest struggle. If you plant abundance, you harvest overflow. That's why the battle is not in the bank account, it's in the brain. That's why some people stay broke even when money touches their hands. They haven't shifted the belief that told them they're only worth surviving, not thriving. They haven't destroyed the mental strongholds of lack. They haven't yet upgraded their internal settings to match the level of success they say they want. You see, belief is not just mindset, it's identity. When you believe something deeply enough, it becomes who you are. And who you are will never let you do anything inconsistent with your identity. That's why affirmations alone don't work unless belief backs them. That's why hard work alone won't make you rich unless belief fuels it. Because your outer world will always bow to your inner world. Your income will always submit to your belief system. And your belief system is either the ceiling or the launch pad of your life. You can't escape the law of belief. You can try to grind your way out, hustle more, burn yourself out, But until you believe you are already who you were born to be, you will keep sabotaging your own progress. You will keep finding reasons why it didn't work. You will keep shrinking in the presence of opportunity. The truth is, most people aren't afraid of failure. They're afraid of believing again, because belief takes courage, belief exposes you, belief makes you vulnerable. It dares you to invest in what you cannot yet see. But that's the price of transformation. You cannot experience overflow with a survival belief system. You cannot experience multiplication while still thinking in terms of just enough. You've got to step into a new realm of identity. You've got to rehearse success in your mind until your subconscious has no choice but to accept it as reality. You've got to saturate yourself in truth until the lies that held you back no longer feel like home. Everything changes when you believe. Your tone changes, your energy shifts, your circle elevates, because belief makes you magnetic. It makes you dangerous to mediocrity. It makes you a threat to every generational curse that's tried to follow you. When you believe, you start walking like the thing you've been praying for already belongs to you. You stop begging life to treat you better and start commanding the atmosphere to align with your purpose. That's not arrogance, that's alignment, and it starts with the decision to believe again, not based on what's comfortable, not based on what's probable, based on what's possible. And when you marry your belief with relentless action, when you link your faith to your work ethic, when you dare to speak those things that are not as though they already are, you become unstoppable. Let me be clear. The enemy doesn't fear your hustle. The enemy fears your belief, because when you believe, you become unshakable. You move with divine momentum. You operate with supernatural favor. Doors swing open. People show up. Provision arrives, because heaven responds to belief. And belief that's backed by action will always produce fruit, always, even if it takes time, even if it requires pruning, even if you have to go through a few dry seasons, that seed will not return void. And here's the key: belief is not a one-time event. It's a daily discipline. You must feed your belief, guard it, nurture it, protect it from the opinions of small thinkers, elevate it with the voices of visionaries. Challenge it with every step you take out of your comfort zone, because the moment you stop stretching your belief, you start shrinking. Your future belief is a lens. It's the filter through which you interpret your experiences. If your belief is off, your perception is distorted. You'll see rejection where there's redirection. You'll see setbacks where there's setup. You'll see obstacles where there's opportunity. But when your belief is strong, nothing can shake you. Not failure, not fear, not even delay, because your belief gives you the blueprint, the fuel, and the fire to keep going. There is nothing more powerful on this planet than belief, because belief is the foundation of every action you take, every goal you set, and every decision you make. You cannot separate belief from behavior, because what a person truly believes will eventually be revealed through what they do. The challenge is that most people don't live out of what they believe. They live out of what they fear. They live out of what they've been told. They live out of what they've experienced. They let the past shape their identity and wonder why their future looks like a repetition of everything they've already gone through. Belief is not just a mental agreement. It's a force that governs your results. It's the lens through which you interpret your circumstances, and if the lens is cracked, the vision will always be distorted. When a person believes they're not enough, they will reject opportunities that were meant to elevate them. When someone believes they're destined to lose, even when they win, they'll sabotage the victory. Belief is so deep, it governs how you receive love, how you spend money, how you build business, and how you treat yourself. If you don't believe you're valuable, you will never price your work properly. If you don't believe you're worthy, you will never speak up in rooms where your voice needs to be heard. If you don't believe you're capable, you will constantly delay the thing you were born to do, waiting for some external validation to give you permission. The truth is, your life is not being held back by your talent, your IQ, your education, your lack of resources, or your location. It's being held back by the internal settings that were programmed by the beliefs you absorbed, most of them unconsciously. You didn't choose them. They were passed down, spoken over you, repeated around you until they embedded themselves in the subconscious layers of your identity. Someone told you people like you don't get rich, and you believed it. Someone told you you're not that smart, and you believed it. Someone told you you're too young, too old, too quiet, too loud, too ambitious, too much, and you believed it. And now, even though you're grown, even though you've got experience, even though you've survived the pain, you're still living according to those old scripts. You're trying to build a new future on a broken belief system. That's like trying to pour new wine into old wineskins. It won't hold. That's like putting fresh code on a corrupted operating system. It won't run. The beliefs you hold are either elevating you or imprisoning you. They are either opening doors or locking them. They are either launching you into your purpose or burying you in your past. People think belief is optional. It's not. It's unavoidable. The only question is, what are you believing in? Because you are always believing something. You're either believing in your fears or your faith. You're either believing in your past or your potential. You're either believing in your excuses or your execution. And whatever you believe grows. Belief is not passive, it's active. It grows roots. It produces fruit. If you believe you're unlucky, your brain will subconsciously look for evidence to confirm that belief. If you believe people can't be trusted, you'll subconsciously sabotage every healthy relationship to prove yourself right. If you believe wealth is evil, you'll never allow yourself to receive it, no matter how hard you work. That's why changing your life starts with changing your belief, not changing your clothes, not changing your job, not changing your friends, not changing your brand, not changing your schedule, changing your belief. Because everything else flows from that. What you believe about yourself determines what you expect from life. And what you expect from life determines what you'll tolerate, what you'll pursue, and what you'll allow to pass you by. If your belief is low, your standards will be low. If your belief is high, your standards will rise to match it. The problem is, people want high-level results while maintaining low-level beliefs. They want a 7-figure income with a minimum wage mindset. They want powerful connections while still feeling unworthy of attention. They want abundance but still think like survival. And as long as your belief is misaligned with your desire, you'll continue to attract outcomes that mirror what's inside you. What you believe is what you attract. What you believe is what you activate. You cannot outperform the limitations of your internal belief system. That's why so many people go back to square one. They start a business and it shows promise, and then they self-sabotage. They enter a relationship and things get serious and they panic. They get a breakthrough and then they shrink, not because they're weak, not because they're lazy, because somewhere inside they don't believe they're allowed to have more than what they've been used to. They don't believe success can be permanent. They don't believe love can last. They don't believe they're the kind of person who gets to win. But belief is not about what you've been through. It's about what you decide now. You get to reprogram it. You get to disrupt the pattern. You get to choose a new lens. You get to create new evidence that becomes new experience, that becomes new confidence, that creates new beliefs, and the cycle continues upward. Belief is the beginning of transformation. It's the seed of destiny. It's the currency of miracles. You don't need the world to believe in you. You need to believe in yourself. You don't need perfect conditions. You need powerful convictions. You don't need a backup plan. You need unshakable clarity that your calling is bigger than your comfort zone. When you believe in something so deeply, it rearranges your whole being. It changes how you spend your time. It changes how you speak to yourself. It changes how you show up. You stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start declaring, "What if I fly?" You stop trying to be realistic and start deciding to be revolutionary. You stop hiding your gifts and start honing your gifts, because belief will give you energy that hustle can't produce. Belief will open doors hustle can't reach. Belief will attract allies hustle can't find. Belief is the key that unlocks the greatness already inside you when you walk in belief. You stop waiting for external validation to confirm what you already know in your spirit.